Could you use some help with life stuff? All kinds of things. You know, like you wake up in the morning, the alarm goes off, and right away the mind is racing. I got to get this done. I got to get that done. Oh, I hope I have time for this. Oh, don't forget this. Oh, I better remember this. Or maybe you wake up in the morning and you've lost your job. So now you don't have a job to go to, and feelings of fear and insecurity and how am I going to pay my bills start showing up. Or maybe it's something like you're just not sleeping well. Or you're looking around the house and the laundry is piling up and you're wondering, when am I going to do that? Or your mate's kind of getting you upset. You know, they're staring at the computer, staring at the TV, and you just can't get them off the couch. Maybe you're feeling just kind of alone or kind of disconnected. And maybe you're looking at the news and thinking, this world is insane, and what can I do about it? I mean, I feel kind of helpless and kind of alone, and what difference could I, my little self wandering around, what difference could I really make in the world? How can I make the world a better place? We face a lot of problems in this life, and it's the nature of the world, it's the nature of life. At least that's kind of the story I kept hearing since I was a child. It's just the way the world is. It's just the way life is. Just ignore it, deal with it. But the reality is, the real problem is me. So here's where we need to identify the problem. You. Yeah, you're the problem. So the problem is in our minds and in our hearts. What am I thinking? What am I believing? And how are these thoughts and beliefs affecting my perceptions? How are they affecting the words that I speak? The actions, my reactions, my response to situations. So first I have to identify and recognize and admit without any blame or shame or guilt that I, being in my cubicle self, heart, mind, am the problem. And why is that? That's simply because the cubicle self, heart, mind, just like it sounds, is living in a cubicle. It's living in a state of disconnection. But there's hope. We have this whole other mind, your inspiring self, heart, mind, that is living in a sense of wholeness and connection and peace. It's a reality. It's not fiction, it's not a fantasy, it's not a fairy tale. It's the real life and the real you that is not a problem, but that has all the solutions, is living right here in your mind and in your heart. So there's all these problems, and we may go about all kinds of different ways to attack these problems. Well, the key is to not attack the problem, because we're already feeling attacked, right? The key is to go within and to really identify what specifically is going on that is causing me to feel this way and to act this way and to say the things that I say, all things that are not helpful and that don't bring peace. So pausing for inspiration can help us with all of this life stuff and world stuff. It is clearly in our power, in our simple willingness to change what's going on in our mind and change what's going on in the world around us. So let's try this. Take the first step. Experiment for me here, for yourself. Just experiment. That's what this all is, right? It's a grand experiment. So take it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Take the first step. I said earlier that there's a simple phrase. Step back, step aside, and let inspiration guide. So what's the first step? When I'm feeling overwhelmed with feelings, or there's a situation going on that I just don't know how to handle, there's conflict, there's anger, there's distress, there's sadness, there's despair, there's hopelessness, and I just don't know what to do. What's the first step? Here's the first step, and it's a powerful step, because you may take all kinds of steps that you think are helpful or that may appear to be more advanced. But if you haven't taken the first step, then none of the other steps will work. And the first step is the key from which all the other steps follow. So what's the first step? The first step is step back. Whatever is going on inside, whatever seems to be going on outside, outer circumstances, inner circumstances, step back. So as soon as you notice that you're not at peace, and this is key, by the way, paying attention, noticing, I'm not at peace right now. And all I need do is to step back. So that's the first step.